All right, guys. So I'm currently reading Creating Characters with Personality by Tom Bancroft. And in the first chapter, the assignment is to design characters for a Western cartoon. The main protagonist, Dylan, is coming next, but this pose focuses on Polly, the romantic interest. Before we really get into the post, some of the links above are Amazon affiliate links, which means I may earn a small commission if you make a purchase at no extra cost to you. So I have the Kindle link and the print link if you want the print version of the book or you want the digital ebook from Amazon. All right, let's get back into it. Normally, I follow Kiernan's character's design approach, and he is on YouTube. His channel is called The Kinkle Show, KNKL, which starts with archetypes, identified tropes, and then adds a twist. This process usually keeps me grounded, but sometimes it limits me. And this time I felt stuck overthinking it. So instead of forcing structure, I decided to loosen up and gather some references and draw. The shift alone made the process feel lighter and more intuitive. So the assignment is Polly, a beautiful red-haired country girl. She is part tomboy, part lady, but all firecracker. She has all the motivation that Dylan lacks. She just can't see herself with someone without a goal in life. She enjoys the company and the exotic British ways of the town sheriff, but she has a strange feeling in her soul that something about him isn't right. Her mother is owner of the always empty beauty parlor in town. So let's jump into the concept. I narrowed Polly down to three core ideas: redhead, lady, and tomboy. For red hair, Lee Kanker from Ed, Ed, and Eddie immediately came to mind. Her curly hair covering her eyes always stood out to me, even though I didn't regularly watch the show. Despite her Brooklyn accent, she visually reads as someone who could pass for a country girl. To lean more fully into that Western energy and to step outside my usual Overwatch references, I look to Jessie from Toy Story. Balancing Lady and Tomboy pushed me to explore several directions. I consider Lana and Lola Loud from the Loud House, but ultimately, Spinelli from Recess felt closer to the firecracker energy I wanted, and Jessica Rabbit helped define the elegance and beauty side. The Chi from Persona 4 grounded the tomboy aspect with a more practical, confident femininity. So it was time to start drawing. And when I moved into sketching, I aimed for a Bruce Timm inspired style. I used a reference of Renee Montoya, aka The Question, for the pose, which gave Polly a confident, grounded stance. From there, I started pulling elements from each influence and testing how they work together. I deliberately focused on the lady side first, knowing it needed to be balanced carefully against the tomboy traits. Jessica's Rabbit's influence led me to a strapless gown with a right size slit. From Spinelli, I pulled the idea of layering a jacket over the dress and adapted it into a more cowboy style jacket. Chi inspired the utility skirt, which I modified with Western details so it felt functional rather than elegant. Jesse's hat and Lee's hair help anchor the look. Once the design was roughed in, something still felt off, and the gown wasn't reading clearly enough. To fix that, I exaggerated the slit. At this stage, it does read a bit like an apron, which I know I need to refine later, guys. I know. I also added a ponytail to further separate Polly from Lee Kanker. The boots, inspired by Spinelli, help reinforce her toughness. Coloring. After adding pockets to the jacket and skirt, the design finally clicked. That's when I moved into flat colors instead of starting in black and white. I separated the design into layers: hat, hair, skin, jacket, gown, skirt, and boots, and assigned each its own color. While working, I happened to be watching the 49ers versus Seahawks divisional game. I considered Seahawks colors at first, but the 49ers white, gold, and red palette felt more suited felt more suited to a Western. I went with gold brown for the hat and skirt, white for the gown, and red for the jacket to make her pop. I pushed the hair brighter than the jacket for contrast and kept the skin tone warm and muted to ground the palette. So this is Polly, the result of trusting my intuition, experimenting through iteration, and letting references guide rather than control the process. She will be appearing in Magnum Arcana, my Western series that is part of the Be Terrific Media shared universe.